Hello YouTube, and welcome back to King of Games Mobile. I'm here to talk to you today about deck building. And I think I'm going to cover just one type of deck building in each video. And I'll try and make it beginner friendly and then gradually progress as we go. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is going to be what's called a beatdown deck. There are also some other slang that you might be aware of. Body. It refers to a monster with high attack. In Yu-Gi-Oh, a big booty means that they have a lot of hit points, a lot of defense. You'll generally use those for defense. Sometimes all you can do is put up a wall and hope they can't beat over it while you try and get the cards you need to make your offensive play. But a beatdown deck is really just one of the more basic decks you can go into. Let's go into the deck editor, and you can see I've got a lot of random decks, but I'm just going to choose Rex. Now, this isn't a Rex specific deck, you can use it for anyone, and you'll use this philosophy when you first start out. Basically what you can do is go into your monsters. It'll come up with this view. Just hit the little arrow, click monsters, click filter, and you'll want to start off by looking at your level 3 and 4 monsters. Those are going to be the ones that have the highest attack, especially early in the game. You can close it and make sure your drop down is sort attack high to low. Some of these, you won't have access to most of these unless you've spent a lot of money, and I'm going to target more people who are in this for the grind or for the free to play or cheap to play. Although the basics behind the deck building will apply to anyone. So you'll notice that some of these level 4s have really high attack, but the ones that have more than 1800 attack will usually have some conditions. You'll notice this one requires a spell counter each time. You won't really have that early in the game. The Boar Soldier, he loses 1,000 points if your opponent has monsters, etc., etc. The first one, you probably won't have this unless you get just a really lucky pool, but Spear Dragon is pretty good. What he does is he has 1900 attack, and he inflicts what's called piercing damage. Piercing damage means that while normally if you attack a monster with lower defense in defense mode, it's destroyed, but with a piercing monster, it'll actually deal the difference between your attack and their defense as damage. But his downside is that he changes to defense position after he attacks, and he has 0 defense. So basically, he's going to die the next turn. Thunder Nyan, her weakness is that if you have non-light monsters, she destroys herself. So you can see that while there are some pretty powerful level 4 monsters, they have drawbacks. So this also you probably won't have, but it's just a normal monster. You'll see it has no effects. It has 1850 attack. That would be good for a beatdown deck. So I'll just put him in there. And another important thing in this game, in any card game, is what's called consistency. Consistency means the likelihood that you're going to draw the card or cards that are required for you to make a play. Now, like I said, you won't have most of this, but I'm just kind of using it as an example here. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about type or anything. So for a beatdown deck, I mean, it's just real simple, and I'm going to assume you don't have access to a lot of cards. So you could put 12 to 14 level 4 monsters, then go back and find level 5 and 6. Anything more, these require 1 tribute. Chances are you won't be able to get more than 1 tribute. You might, but it's better to plan for the worst. So when you put in a couple Watt-tail dragons, magic swordsmen, you might not have those. You probably will have luster dragon pretty early though. And you can get grasshopper from grinding, I believe, Odeon. Another good card that you could get that doesn't seem that good at first, especially for a tribute monster, but he is called the Millennium Scorpion, and he should be in here. He has 2,000 attacks, so let me just find him. Here he is. You'll have to grind Odeon for a while. You might be able to beat him on level 30, you might not. But this is pretty good. What it allows you to do is gain 500 attack each time it destroys a monster. So after a couple of rounds of battle, he gets up to 3,000, and if you are careful and your opponent doesn't quit, you can get this thing up to 5,000–6,000 attack, and that actually helps you in your end of duel assessment. It adds a little bit to your score to do 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 damage. You get a little bit extra points in your end duel assessment for each extra 1,000 you do over 4. And that the reason that matters is because every 1,000 points up to 8 that you get at the end of the duel, you'll actually get more end of duel rewards, and so that really helps. Like, the more end of duel rewards you get per duel, the more time you save and the more efficient you are in general. And efficiency is a good thing in card games. Well, any game, and most things in life. So yeah, we have mostly level 4s, a few level 3s, and a couple of tribute monsters as well. Now we'll clear the filter, and if we go back to traps, early on you won't have mirror wall and all that, but you will have, and traps I like to sort by name. It's just a lot simpler. Sorting them by attack kind of doesn't mean anything because most of these don't do anything with attack. Okay, so you will definitely have, I believe, reinforcements, and what that does is let a monster gain 500 attack till the end phase. So we'll do a couple of those. I'm trying to think what else you'll have. You'll have attack and receive. I don't particularly love that though. You might have golden apples. You might have like a wild tornado. And this just destroys traps and stuff. Now, let's see. I'll save the deck. I'll assume you don't have any skills. We're just going to play this like you have nothing. So the play style for this deck is really simple. Basically, you just have strong monsters and you're trying to kill something. Now, with these higher level opponents that I face, the computer generated ones, it's going to be tough where I'm at because their decks are a little bit more sturdy. But we'll give it a shot, and you can just kind of see how the deck works. Like I said, there's really not much thought behind it. You're just trying to do a lot of damage. So, Feast of the Fiends. Let's see if I can beat her with this basic deck. Gotta love the loading animations. Okay, so I'll try to make this quick. And like I said, it's just so you can see what's going on. Okay, so we're going first. We'll set Wild Tornado, reinforcements, and I normally don't set an attack mode in the first turn, but whatever. It's just I've got the reinforcements trap, and this is just kind of showing you how the deck plays. Okay, setting a face down monster. We don't want to activate the trap. So we'll go to the next one. She has that face down. We don't know what it's going to do, but there's nothing we can do about it right now. And it's not a person, it's just a CPU, so I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. Okay. So let's read what it does, because I don't know that trap that well. Okay, tribute 1 dark monster, draw 2 cards. Okay, so we can't negate it, we're not going to try. So we're going to continue to attack, and we'll go ahead and use the trap because this should end the game right here. Okay, so that worked out, but that's usually not going to be the case with a beatdown deck when you're at this point. And you can try this in PvP. I'm not going to. It's, like I said, it's a basic deck. You can use it when you're first starting out, and up till about level 20, 25, you'll easily be able to just beat any of the CPU generated characters. And as I mentioned in my first video, you might not want to go over about stage 25. Keep track of your missions. And what you can do is you can complete all your missions, but as long as you don't click complete all stage missions to get the reward, it won't advance you, so you can just kind of stall yourself on purpose. And so anyway, that is how to build a beatdown deck. I hope you found this helpful, and please subscribe if you liked it, or put comments below. Thank you.